Hello, everybody. Welcome back. Welcome back here. Another day of gravitational report. Yesterday there was a very good report with this a lot of good feedback. I want to say that people who are connected to me want some reading is still available. It's Astro Viber 1111 at gmail.com. I'm doing my best to reply as soon as I'm available. And with that being said, up here, I also want to be spatially congrats, my darling, who's supporting my channel. I was very surprised today to look at it, to go buy me a coffee. And I get a notification email. It says like somebody bought your coffees. I'm like, okay, who that will be? And when you see it, a person who loves you, they support you because they get in it, and isn't that awesome? And it requires some recognition. Another person who actually has been supporting me so much here on the channel, I want to recognize it. That's JCK CPA. I want to say thank you again. Much appreciated. Okay, and all of you who futurely want to support the channel, you can go ahead in there and support it. That is your will. That's your free will. That is your way of you can get the energies back in there. All right. So with that being said, what's cooking today? Oh boy, it's going cooking a lot. Today we're going to have some very interesting moments as the moon is going to be moving through a Gemini, and when the moon goes through a Gemini or Sag, one of the north and the south nodes, they are in Virgo and Pisces. Guess what? We are dealing with what? Karmic lessons, right? So we're going to find out that energy, but the moon, as if you were watching yesterday's report at the end, usually at the end I'm giving you what's happening at the beginning and the next day. All right. So I told you yesterday that the moon is going to be facing the shadow. Right. Usually that is one of the logic, the feminine energy is you finally getting the guts to kind of like see your downfalls. You see what's in the shadow. You're seeing the things in there, and be mindful about this because this is they are both communication signs. Okay, so Gemini, it is the communications of the personality, and here is that you're going to be pointing out towards shadow of other people or public figures, because guess what? Sagittarius is publicity, philosophy, talking, don't know when to shut up, and there. So, hi, Jack. Thank you for saying hi. And so now be mindful of your expressions in there. Okay. Runner that. Okay. Thank you for coming in. And with that energy, as the inner work is going to be at 7 o'clock in there, we're going to see that energy of the inner work is going to be within Scorpio. Here is that you got to be very mindful how you get it and up in the morning. What do you feel? What you're thinking about it? Okay. So overall, the moon is going to be at the 6 degrees of Gemini. Very beautiful energies about Libras, very beautiful energies about Aquarius, right? You feel that everything is in the air. But when you look at it into the duality, you're kind of like going down back into the reality. Don't just go out in the air, okay? I mean, it's good when you're in the air, in the bubble love and in all that stages and so on. All the new things, you're excited, pumped up, fired up. But you have to touch base into the reality. So that reality, we're going to be seeing it as the moon is going to be squaring the north knot and the south knot. What happens with the knots in there, and that's the bridge. Talk about yesterday about that bridge, okay, from the past going to the future. And this is going to be the message. Psst, don't look back, okay? The past is only reference, and this is why when you drive your car, the only way you have to look back is in the rear view mirror. All right. So, with that being said, guys, here as we are going, that was it about pretty much the energy at 7 o'clock. At the 8 o'clock, the energy is going to be much intense. Be mindful about if you have things that you need to do, your karmic work in there, because this is going to be some very much energy that is going to be kind of like a make you feel guilty, accomplished. I have not done what I was supposed to do for my future. I haven't get the structure for the future. And Saturn says like, chill out, okay? Just chill. Why? Because that energy of the moon is going to be sextiling Saturn and Neptune is like the good things happen slowly. Okay, don't hurry up with this. So with that energies, particularly between the knots and Lilith, is going to be some creating a little bit of this depth of the consciousness when you're like maybe a should have, could have, would have. In there, it's a lesson. Okay, now you learned the should have, could have, would have. If you have done it in there, what will happen it right now? What will be you've been doing it right now? You wouldn't be able to learn lessons, right? Now you're learning different things, right? And this is the part of the shadow when the shadow comes in. Very, very beautiful energy is going to be at 8 o'clock. The Sun, Mars, Pluto, Mercury, Venus, they're also trining the moon. Very beautiful energies, okay? Very beautiful energy. Keep that energies within you because we are going to need it. All right. 9 o'clock, the North Node is going to come in the event horizon, which is the ascendant. Okay. Now with that energies there is like, what about the future? What are we going to do into the future? What are we getting in there within the future that it's going to be happening to us? And you're going to be talking about it. I cannot get to the future because I've sent things in my shadow. I wasn't ready. I wasn't prepared. I don't know what to do. And here is that internal conflicts that it's going to be coming in because of the karmic lessons. You need to understand that if you are squaring the knots, if you have a planet that squares the knots, what does that mean for you? Let's say like, as right now, as I'm explaining up here, how about like this? That's much better explanation, right? Here is the North Node. This is where you see where you're going, all right? And we see the square here. And then you have another oppositions up here, right? And now we see this square. The square is going to be creating this focus of the karmic lessons. And particularly when the moon is there, in there, you're going to be focusing and you might be also exhausting yourself of trying to fix the karmic lessons. Okay, because you put your time, effort, and energy of fixing things and so on and so on and so on. One of the hardest karmic lessons, this is a what? North Node, Pisces, South Node, Virgo. Okay, and with those hard moments is like, I need to go and heal myself, but I have to go and fix this from the soul. Okay, because this is a like ending of what I learned personally for me by beginning and ending at the same time, because this is the last zodiac sign, right? That energy into the soul. Okay. Hi, Namira. Thank you for the great comment in there and in the channel. Appreciate you guys. And 10 o'clock, this is going to be the energy of Chirons coming in. The inner work is going to be a Capricorn. Very beautiful energies. The intuition is going to tell you what you need to do to work. For those who are in the work relations environment, all of a sudden you're going to get this little bit nudge. Is like, you know what, this is what can we do, this is what is going to be happening. If you are working in a business or a business owner, or if you're working into one of the related public services in there, or if you have something beautiful and Capricorn And Gemini, this is what Capricorn, it is the work, but the work environment requires what? Communications. What's going to happen if your boss is screaming and yelling at you? How's your work process? How's the workflow goes? Not very well, right? But how about is if your boss is just comes in, it's like, hey, I know we got a problem, you know this, but can you tell me what really is going on? What do you think we should do? One of the biggest failures actually in business is when the business owners, they don't ask the most important questions to their employees. And guess what that question is? What can I do to make your work life better and more productive? First of all, better for you and more productive for us. It's one key question most people don't ask. Okay? So, with that being said, maybe that some of those things is going to be coming to people. If you are like a self-employer and trying to get things, you're going to feel that those energies is going to be clicked in. And there. All right. 11 o'clock, we're going to see the inner work is going to be still going to be at Capricorn. Yes, you're going to feel the growth. Have you grow, have you mature. That is the part of the maturing. Some other people, they're facing this what happens when you work with immature people, right? What is the immaturity? Unhealed inner child wounds or childhood wounds into psychology, okay? So that's what is going to come in and trigger. Because you maybe went out to your boss and it's like, I got a great idea and this and so on and so on. It's like, what, go to work, okay? Don't let me, I'm the one who's thinking. I'm the one who doesn't take advices. Your job is to work, my job is to think. Here how the thing gets personal, right? And that is the lack of the growth. And there. All right, enough with this Capricorn, because in the next hour we are moving into Aquarius. Now without the energies of the Aquarius, and particularly without hour, we're going to see the moon. It's going to be rising at the event horizon at Gemini. Very beautiful. This is the moments where you feel everything beautiful, the love. You got a great energies about transformations. You know how to put things in actions. You're okay with the authority. You're okay with the communicating into the new energies. You're like, what? I'm respecting the things that goes on, but I'm also respecting my soul. Right? This is going to be that beautiful energy. The love and values all of a sudden is changed, and you're talking and speaking from love and values from a spiritual perspective. Not like a love and values, like the money, or it's like, he's got to look good or she's got to look good and so on. Spiritual values, guys. Okay? Because guess what? Maybe they have a good body, maybe they have some money, but they don't have the soul and the spirit is in there. You happy? Is your heart good? Right? So, on the top of this, it's going to be some of the karmic lessons. The moon is going to be going from the north node towards the south node. Here's how it's going to be like, there I'm repeating things towards the past, there I'm running from the future. You're going to find yourself like you're going back to your certain positions, certain situations. Why? You have not learned the things that you need to learn from the past. And since now the past knot is in the Virgo, okay, that knot in there is going to be telling you, okay, organize yourself, but you also need to learn the spirit that you need to do with you. And this is like a hermit mode versus the priest who is preaching to the church at the front of everybody, and he has to socialize with everybody, right? So this is a kind of like the energy of what we are going to facing. 1 o'clock, the inner work is going to be at Aquarius. Very beautiful energy is about to take a look that inner child of yours. It's like, okay, this new inner child, instead of focus on the traumas and the drama, why just not go watch Star Wars and look into the force, look into the universe, engage with those energies from yesterday, this mass awakening, right? Did you got a lot of growing up today? A lot of things that you need to be fixing it up, right? So this is a one that energy that is right now is going to ask you like it's time to take a different road. All right. All right, 2 o'clock. This is going to be the inner work that is going to be very close to the North Node, but right now with that squares with Lilith in there is like you know that the future is uncertain. You gotta be mindful for the future, but it cannot what push forward by manipulations. This is one of the greatest lessons that will be learned. But you're gonna be talking about this because it's putting a pressure, because it's the missing link for that beautiful energy that you feel in the air. It's like when and why I did not know about this energy of the universe. Can you imagine the universe in there brings you all the energies? You learn a different thoughts. You're learning different things. And now all of a sudden you're beginning to feel it and see it much more clarity compared to ever you've been in your life. And now you're asking yourself the questions. Where I was all this time. Why I did not did things from the past. Now I'm gonna be look to the past. But you know what? You need to look forward by only reevaluating what you did in the past. All right, well, is the past somehow connecting with the family? Probably it is. This is going to be the time of the ascendant is going to be pointing to a Jupiter, and particularly when a Jupiter is a retrograde. Okay, when a Jupiter is retrograde, it's like you missing the point. This is like you're trying to grow, right? And instead of taking the growth of the business, which is it's called the U curve, right? That's what it's called. It. Guess what happens? Instead of U curve, you're going down. Why? Because the U curve is not ready for there. You're facing certain things. You're facing a failures. You need to understand failure is just a new opportunity to do things right. Okay? And don't give up. That's what this is. Don't you ever dare to give up. All right, well, 4 o'clock is your ego is gonna be calling, is fighting these new energies. You're telling somebody, hopefully you're not talking to people who are born Leo, or you have something special in Leo in the first degrees, because they're gonna be like, no, that's don't talk to me about all this spiritual stuff. Don't talk to me about all this things. Does he goes to work and brings money to me? Good. Can I go get and buy me the shoes that I want? Great. Right? Is that people that are working for me, so I have my own time and I'm the king and my is the rule? Right? That's the Leo. But when you expand out of that energies of Leo, that is one of the greatest lessons that Leo has to learn to create its own self with wisdom. Not just by rule, not just by forcing, not just by things in there. All right, that energy of Leo is going to be continue at 5 o'clock. Now that energy is going to be even more strong. Be mindful about triggerings in there, particularly where you have Leo in your chart. See, if you have Leo in the 3rd house, this is going to be your friends. But if you have Leo at your 10th house, that's going to be related to a work environment. And if you are this tough, rough, and so on person that wants everything to be 100% professional, you're forgetting how to socialize with people. Okay? You are not getting the new ideas that somebody can do and perform in totally new, different way. And that stops what? Evolution. So thinking about that from within you and so on. Hopefully that's not in your seventh house because you're going to be having a troubles in the relationships. God bless your soul. All right. 6 o'clock. The inner work is going to be a Taurus. Yes, of course. Here in the material world, okay? Here in the material world, everything is what? Exchange of material things. You need to understand that the material things doesn't disappear. They just move from a one form of existence to another. Okay? And with that form of existence, we are exchanging what? Material values. Okay? Because we are working with materia. And that's what is going to be this lessons in there. But there's going to be some stubbornness. It's going to be a stubbornness about this materia to be worked out in there. Nimira, I am Leo rising, I think in the first house. If you are Leo rising in the first house, you're going to be much focused about what you need, focus from what you knew. If you have any planet in there, in that Leo rising, in there, you may going to feel a lot of push to change right now, a lot of need to transformations. Maybe you need to go ahead and reconnect back within yourself. When you were developing yourself, is everything had to be only for you? You got to be also careful when you grow up in there. Usually people who have a Leo ascendant in there. If you have a siblings, how did you react into this? Because you may feel like a little bit abandonment because your parents, if you were, let's say, for example, you were the first child, your parents had another child after that, and since you were 2 or 3, they pay more attention to that sibling, not towards you. Now you develop this. Oh, somebody doesn't want me to talk about this. All of a sudden, my throat chakra got blocked. Oof, I know that feeling. So the love and there, this is not given anymore to you, and now you're feeling like. And that's going to also leading to love and values that comes in towards you is about how you get it, okay? And also they can be in a very good positions. Actually, this could be that you're going to be taking some kind of like a authoritative job, authoritative position. You're going to look forward in your life for that authority. But try that authority to be kind of like the things of the wisdom, because your seventh house is going to be Aquarius, and the seventh house in Aquarius, this can be leading to a lot of this inconsistency into the relationship. Okay, because today you're gonna be like, I'm gonna go ahead and study tarot, and 4 days later it's like, no, I'm just gonna want to, this inconsistency in a negative way can create a lot of issues. But this inconsistency, okay, quotation marks in here, it is about when you learn something, to move to the next learning. It's about the evolution. So it all depends of the planets, Nimira, in your chart in there. So yeah, if you need some help or reading in there, please contact me, astroviber1111@gmail.com. All right, okay, we'll be happy to assist you. All right, 7 o'clock. The inner work is at Uranus. Very kind of like this energy of Uranus that is still retrograde to Taurus. That is going to be the energy that it's creating what? Reconstruction. Something was built but not proper way. Something you knew but isn't the right way. Something in the material world is wrong. The universe says, go back. And everyone's going to be asking, how far back? As back you can be, to find where the things got wrong and start building for the proper way. Imagine you build a house. You put the roof, you put everything, right, and so on, and all of a sudden the house begins to go on one side, right? And that's what Uranus does, because Uranus told you, don't build a house on the sand. Hopefully, you guys know what I'm talking about. All right. Intensity is going to be with this. Yes, of course. The house goes down. Guess what? Everything. Right. We're going to see this karmic situation. Some of the things is going to be very, very much about the karmic. But trust your feelings. Here is. So here is the moon at 13 degrees, square the ascendant with the south node. And here is the north node. You see these energies, this triangle in there, which is called T-squaring into the astrology. But we see these beautiful energies here, right? So what do we have to look? Well, Jupiter and the dark sun right here, they're putting divine energies. It's this beautiful union of Mercury and Venus. You're talking about love, but also the ascendant. You put your stuff together, or I'm saying stuff. If you understand the both union of two words, sh and stuff, and now the whole solution is how you're gonna be creating your own self. So Nimura, if that's the case in there, you're gonna maybe realizing because you're ascendant and Leo, that it's there. You may be gonna be finding that you have to build yourself in a different way. Very beautiful energy in there, particularly as you said, your ascendant is there. All right. 9 o'clock, the inner work is going to be at Gemini. That's going to be squaring the ascendant and, of course, squaring Saturn and Neptune. This is about the energy of lack of structure. It's like, okay, well, the things is not ready. Well, if they're not ready, why do you hurry up? Prepare the things first in spirit. Let the spirit controls the soul. Let the soul help you in your consciousness, fixing the psyche by you using the philosophy to telling yourself how good can you be. Boom. Okay? But don't go back in there. Yes, I am already in a transformations in my life. 2 thumbs up. I'm with you on that point. Yeah, I have a Jupiter, I had Aquarius, and I have a Moon in Aquarius. So right now I'm and I'm a Libra, right? All that energy is helping me out in a way to it. Just my Chiron is in Aries, inner child things. Yeah, I have to relearn things as well. So everyone has to do something, right? All right, 10 o'clock, the ascendant is going to be at Libra. Very, very beautiful energies. As I said, those who are Libras, you're already feeling it, those beautiful energy, because, come on, we got 5 planets in Aquarius. If you're Libra and you have a few planets except your sun in there, you feeling it. You already know what is going on. You're making the balance, not only within you, but with your partner, which is that's going to bring that evolution. Okay, from communications, Gemini, we are going to Libra, making the balance with the partnerships and contracts and everything. And we're going to Aquarius, evolution, we're evolving. First is in the air, it's in the spirit. Okay, don't forget about that. Well, it's the next hour. This is going to be at 11 o'clock in there. Hi, Jolene. Thank you for coming in and thank you for the comments. And 11 o'clock, we're going to have some challenge because the inner work is going to be with Jupiter. It's like, okay, don't repeat the same thing. Don't go out build a house that it's going to be at the sand. Go and do different way. And this is why there is a one saying in the business. In order to win in business, you either have to be the first or you have to be a different. Choose different. Okay? Choose different. You'll figure it out. And when you look at that, take a look at the business is you. right? When you take it in trying to be the first on things and so on, you forget about certain things. But when you're different, you're gonna be evolved. I hope that it's you. All right, guys, that's all I have for today, and I am going to give it to you 7 o'clock in the morning at January 29. How it's going to be look like? I don't even know, but I'm gonna look. All right, Moon. Well, the Moon is going to be divine energies with Capricorn. Capricorn ascendant is going to be at 7 o'clock in the morning with the Moon at 20 degrees and ascendant at 22 degrees. There's going to be some 150 degrees in there. We are going to see that the Mercury and Venus is going to beginning to provide divine energies towards Jupiter. A lot of beautiful learnings it's coming in towards us. But the moon, it's going to be figuring it out. We need a proper structure. Let's talk about structure. And that's going to be because it's going to be triggered from Saturn. That Saturn's going to say, is like, don't fly too much in the air. You have to do some work. Don't think about it, easy way of making money. You have to get to work. Everyone does a work. Everything that you possess, everything that you have here, it's because work has been done from one or a different way in there. All right, guys, that's all I have for you. Come back tomorrow, and we're going to be discussing more the energies of tomorrow. Hopefully, this report helps you out, guys. Much love to you, and I will see you tomorrow. Be love.